Our next speaker is senior legislator from Czech Republic, well known for his commitment to democratic values and international cooperation. Please welcome Honorable Senator Pavel Fischers.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Repression and resilience, human rights in Tibetan regions under China. This is the topic of this year's Geneva Forum, and I am very honored and proud to be part of your gathering. When I prepared my notes, I realized that we face many challenges these days. Today, China sentenced for 20 years of prison Jimmy Lai, 78-year-old man. By doing so, PRC shows once again how dismantling Hong Kong freedoms might look like. This is not a justice. This is a criminalization of peaceful dissent. And this is also a failure of international community to enforce Sino-British agreement, which stated so clearly that there is an independence of different powers within Hong Kong for years to come. Beijing is dismantling the rule of law, and the world spoke out but failed to act. In the meantime, many leaders visited China. Recently, the French President Macron in December 25, Prime Minister of Finland in January 26, Irish Prime Minister, United Kingdom Prime Minister, Canada Prime Minister, who signed even a paper on strategic partnership with People's Republic of China. Even though these issues are not self-evident, we have still a choice. We see it in Europe, where we are not isolated from the world. And for instance, in struggling how to preserve our digital autonomy and how to meet the challenge of artificial intelligence these days, we see how complex the geopolitical situation might be. The artificial intelligence challenge the independence of academia, critical thinking, and freedom of research if we realize that these artificial tools might be created for the purpose of the Communist Party in China. If we speak about artificial intelligence, this is not only about efficiency. This tool becomes a part of critical infrastructure of our societies. And it is only up to us if we create geopolitical dependency, where freedom of research is stifled, and when we realize, maybe too late, that the analytical tools were created by engineers who listen only to the interest of foreign powers or to the guidelines of the Communist Party. AI is a black box, and if algorithms are ruled by principles of an authoritarian state, we should be extremely cautious. Yes, we have a choice, be it intellectual surrender, resignation, submission, or abandon, or on the other side, we can make a choice in favor of autonomy, of independence, of self-determination, and of liberty. Speaking about the challenges of our time might be very beneficial for all of us, because by critically thinking about challenges we face, we can vaccinate ourselves and strengthen our immunity. In the free world, we observe some ideological currents and ideas that prefer to run a country like a private corporation, to replace citizens' rights by user agreement you never read. Artificial intelligence coaching might be programmed to make you stop asking difficult questions. And if we see that in some countries the head of states behave like CEOs, ruling the country beyond any constraints of democracy, we should be attentive. Yes, as we speak about human rights and international justice, we should be revolted by the fact that in some countries international court judges are treated like terrorists. We will not protect our sovereignty if we sabotage the justice. And if we consider justice to be only the rule of the powerful and mightful, we might lose from the sight that the equality before the law is something extremely precious, that the free democratic countries were based on. And if we take into consideration that on many universities the critical thinking was replaced by a docility or by repeating ideological narratives, we see that we are part of the problem and we might be part of the solution if we act appropriately. Yes, in this world, doing the advocacy work is extremely challenging. But you have many friends, not only you Tibetans, but all other oppressed people. If we do not realize that China is moving and changing, we will not realize how difficult our task is. In fact, China moved from defensive to offensive posture within United Nations, injecting party ideals or party agenda into the international system to insulate itself from any future scrutiny and criticism. If we see how the United Nations periodical review of human rights is organized, we assist on a script performance where Beijing coordinates with friendly states to drown out real criticism with repetitive congratulatory questions, leaving aside forced labor camps and many injustices that we know about. Yes, People's Republic of China uses the UN as a shield for impunity while trying to delete cultural DNA of Tibet. I'm convinced that these challenges are not only political ones, but spiritual struggle also. And here, the spiritual and cultural legacy of Tibet can help us also to realize that the Tibet resilience is also one of the ultimate stress tests for global justice, for humanity, and that we have to join forces to succeed. If we do not want a future of modern slavery to be written right now, we can act in favor of a world where freedom might be a default setting. And as my predecessor just quoted His Holiness Dalai Lama, we can never give up. We can become voice for the voiceless. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Honorable Senator.